This week's Throwdown, we have Max and Jordan demoing the workout.
We've got thrusters and chest-to-bar pull-ups.
We announce these workouts right here on YouTube every Thursday at 1 p.m.
Join our entire community to practice the skill of competing.
Use the next 2 days to plan a strategy, grab some friends, and throw down on Saturday.
See where you stack up each week on our Throwdown leaderboard. It's free to sign up. Go to trainingthinktank.com/throwdown.
This week's Throwdown is an increasing weight thruster ladder. You're going to open with 40 thrusters, then 10 chest-to-bars, 30 thrusters, 20 chest-to-bars, 20 thrusters, 30 chest-to-bars, finishing with 10 thrusters and 40 chest-to-bars. Weight goes up every round. Add your own weight.
As always, get yourself a judge. Make sure that you hold yourself to a high standard. 4 movement standards this week. The thruster. Hip crease must come below the knee, and you must have full extension at the top. And then on the chest to bars, you must touch the pull-up bar below the collarbone and have full extension at the bottom of each rep.
This week's demo athletes are me and Jordan. Jordan is a smaller athlete. He's much better at all of the skills like double unders, chest to bars, toes to bar, muscle ups, body weight stuff like burpees and box jumps. Weights are generally more of a limitation for him. Ironically, me and Jordan actually finished pretty close on the leaderboard in the open from year to year, and he's really helped me become a better athlete. And one of you can explain what type of athlete I am.
Yeah, Max is the fittest gorilla you'll ever meet. He's really good at heavy barbell work, but I think your capacity needs to continue to improve. Chest to bars are going to be a little bit more of a limitation in this workout, but as you'll see, he's pretty good at thrusters.
He's a hater.
Best trash talker.
That's my only skill. In this workout, there is some increasing weight barbell work. In the classroom, I just did a series called Weightlifting in the Sport of CrossFit, which could be helpful. Kyle Ruth did a series on spreadsheets and how to organize them for training. And then Evan's most recent is going to be about our energy system model. Those are the last 3 series that we put out. You can check them out at trainingthinktank.com/classroom.
Let's go see Max and Jordan's strategy.
So my strategy, this workout for me is gonna be the 30 and the 40 chest to bars. So it's pretty much trying to figure out how to get to that point and not be redlined. I think what I'm gonna do is push the pace a little bit in that set of 40 and 10 chest to bars to try to see if I can get a lead over Jordan. Slow transition to put the weight on at 135. Try to get through that 135 in 3 sets. I think like 12-10-8 or 10-10-10, depending on how I feel, maybe 4 sets. And then from there, it's basically gonna be just chip away. I'd like to be able to do sets of 6 at the minimum on the 30s for the chest to bar, and then maybe 8 sets of 5 to finish the 40s. But I think at that point, it's gonna be, do my hands hold up? How redlined am I from the thrusters? So we'll see. Basically, manage my fatigue as much as possible.
This is a thruster workout for me. So small sets on the thrusters, especially when it gets heavy. I'm gonna try and stay a couple of reps behind Max on the thrusters and then pass him on the chest to bar. Chest to bar volume is not super high for me. Lower back's feeling a little iffy, so I'll have to break the thrusters up a fair amount, but probably no fewer than, I don't know, 5s on the heavier sets, maybe 3s on the last bar, but that's the goal.
Nice thick shirt, Max.
I wanted to make sure that I put a costume on that reflected the size discrepancy.
This is the competition I've been waiting for.
Me and Jordan have finished in the open very close to one another.
It's like neck and neck, right?
Yeah.
And you guys always silently talk trash to each other before these Throwdown workouts?
Yeah.
So Jordan crushes workouts like that, the ring muscle up workout in 2020, he did really well on. I think the chest to bar workout the year before, chest to bar thruster, but it was 95 the whole time. He did really well on. So
yeah, his skills definitely, especially body weight skills, are far superior to mine, which is, I mean, there's like a 40 or 50 pound weight discrepancy between us, so definitely makes a difference, but that gives me an advantage with the barbell.
Yeah, I think if you guys are looking at the difference between the two of them, Jordan's going to be better on the chest to bars or any really gymnastics movements just because of his size and the skill level that he has. He's built up over the last couple of years. Max, obviously you're stronger, you handle the barbell better, but your chest to bars definitely have gotten better. So I'm interested to see. I wasn't on site for this, so I haven't seen the last 40. What happens to you?
I was. Yeah, in hindsight, I thought he was going to break these thrusters up a little bit more and I'd be able to take lead without like having to go as fast, but my breaks ended up being even faster than I wanted and got through this 40, I think, a little bit too aggressively. I think if in hindsight, I probably would just do like 4 sets of 10 on the 30 seconds and try to be done with it in like 2 minutes plus as opposed to finishing. I think this is my last set of thrusters here to finish up the 40.
And this workout is front loaded basically with 70 thrusters almost in a row. You
Yeah.
do 10 chest to bars between the first 2 sets. So something to think about when you're coming up with your starting strategy.
They sucked.
Yeah, but for those that are comfortable with squatting endurance, like, so if I was attacking this workout, I would probably go 30-10 or something like that, try to get a big lead on the first bar, do the chest to bars unbroken, take a deep breath, and then try to knock out those 30 as fast as possible, and then figure out the heavy bars. Because for me, that 155 and 175 bar are going to be a little bit more challenging than they probably were for you.
Yeah, we also took different strategies. I did my chest to bars and then changed my weights. Jordan changes weights after the thrusters. I'm not sure what would be better. I think too, you could also do one side, do your chest to bars, do the other side. That's always a good strategy when you're trying to break up the workload.
Yeah, for most people, I would recommend do one side, go do your chest to bars, do the other side for the earlier sets because it's 10 and 20. As you get deeper into the chest to bars, it may be smarter to do, maybe just go and do a set of chest to bars, do one side, go and do another set of chest to bars, do another side, and then finish your chest to bars. Gives you longer breaks there for those that are going to have a bottleneck.
So we basically got back to the bar at 135 at the same time, around 245. And this 135 actually felt not as bad as I thought it would feel. I thought that after the 40 thrusters, that would have wrecked me. But I felt like I could still move it. And then I saw that he was still moving it pretty good. And I was like, all right, well, if you're going to get a lead on heavier thrusters, you got to start now.
But you can already see the difference. Like your press off of your shoulders is pretty easy, whereas he's like having to actually extend his hips pretty aggressively.
Yeah, we talked about that after the workout, that he thinks that this workout was like a clean and jerk or even a squat clean and jerk. It would have been different than it being a thruster because you have to have so much more reliance on pressing and your arms get a little bit blown up with the chest to bars. So it was definitely a tough movement to finish. When I got to that last bar, it felt like max effort thrusters.
So what did, I didn't count your first set. How many thrusters did you do?
Man, I don't even
You
remember.
opened kind of, it was
I think
definitely
I
more than
did.
10 on the first set of 135, I think.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought I did it in...
So I think you did 4 sets, but
4,
your
yeah.
first set was much bigger.
Oh, okay.
10 to 12, something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
thought it was 8877 because that was...
Maybe.
yeah.
I don't think you did linearly like that.
Brandon.
Unbelievable. Why is there always stuff underneath his desk?
Yeah, and then I could see his body language and posture. I basically watched him out of the side of my eye the whole time just to try to
Were
keep
you
track.
only thinking of beating him, or were you thinking of all the people that are going to
Yeah,
go after your score after this?
I was thinking of that a little bit, but it's very hard for me to get into this type of a one-on-one competitive setting and not just be only focused on that. Like, I was like, okay, you got to lead, you're good. Take your time. But if there were 100 other people around, I probably would have been able to push the pace a little bit. I just get wrapped into the competition.
I think that's a really good thing for people to think about at home, especially in the open, where maybe you're beating your buddy, and so you start slowing down a little bit, but you don't think about all the other people on the leaderboard. Like, you have to just give out your best potential, your best effort to reach the highest potential you have, I should say.
I agree, Brandon. I just didn't put it into practice.
I mean, you were definitely trying
You finished.
hard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So some of these breaks are getting a little bit longer than I'm guessing that you wanted for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's going to be almost 25 seconds, I think. Did you
Yeah.
have a plan here as far as the breaks go?
I did not. My normal cadence is to try to be around 20 seconds as the biggest break, but I know I didn't adhere to that. I think that one was like 25-ish.
Yeah.
We got to this set at 2:45 and I just finished at 5:33. So I was basically 2 minutes and 50 seconds to get through that 30 thrusters, which is like 10 thrusters a minute. So it's probably 10 thrusters, 30 seconds rests, back and forth pretty much to finish. And I was hurting. That set, that was the one that spilled me over where I was like, all right, it's real.
There's so much left. You're 6 minutes in.
Yep.
So I think this is kind of the time where people want to think about, hey, what's the limitation? What is going to be the biggest bottleneck for me? I assume almost for everybody, the thrusters are just going to get heavy, and so that's going to be a grind. But is it something where I can do the chest to bars in fast sets of 10 on the 30s and 40s and get back to the bar? Or you'll see later on some of them struggle with the heavy barbell. So then how do you attack it? Like for someone that you know it's going to be super heavy on the thrusters, maybe you are a little bit more aggressive earlier on in the chest to bars just to speed up.
So I tried to keep my breaks a little quicker in this chest to bar set because I knew he might be catching up. So down at 33 and up at, come on, Max, get up there.
I try to keep them quick.
This is quick for me. Up at 46, 13 seconds.
Which really isn't that long when you're in the workout.
Yeah. That's light speed for me, but that's long for Brandon, so time is
something
relative.
that I like to do in qualifier workouts when there are big gymnastics sets, because that is a bottleneck for me, is whoever's judging me, I ask them to count my rest for me. Not saying that I'm going to hold linear rest, but at least I know where I am. So in this situation, you're staring at the wall. You probably, like you said, you felt like you were moving a lot faster than you were, but you took a 13-second break. If you would have taken a 10-second break, would that really have made that much of a difference? And then over time, that's going to add up.
Yeah. So I think Jordan did a set and then changed his weight, and he's got to go back and do. Okay, yeah. So I still have a little bit of a lead here. I also, those breaks got a little bit longer, not because they needed to be necessarily, but because I knew how hard that set of 30 thrusters was, and we just put on 20 more pounds, and I was like, these thrusters are going to get nasty.
Those still look really good. But you can see a difference. Like, you're moving the barbell well. Look at Jordan. Those still really efficient chest to bars. He does 2 sets, and he's back on the barbell. Big difference.
I was feeding Max some inside information during this too.
Yeah.
I know exactly where.
I heard Kyle doing the same for him as well,
good.
trying to encourage him, I think.
Kyle just wants to see you
Me,
lose.
Mia was definitely on Team Max as my judge. She was like, come on, get your set done before he gets back. I was like, I'm trying. Yeah. It was tough to transition to the squat into the press and actually get the full lockout. So it ended up being like push it up and then a partial strict press to lock out every rep. You can see Jordan's like jumping those weights.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big difference. Is the once you get to 155, it's really heavy for most people.
Yeah, this is very, open-esque in the sense that like gymnastics volumes escalating, weights are increasing as reps are decreasing. We've never seen an increasing weight thruster ladder before, but it kind of felt like that 19.2 squat clean feel where you're like, God, a 225-pound squat clean should not feel like this. The same thing, like a 155-pound thruster, it felt like 225. It just was crushing.
I would love to see something like this in the open. I think it's a great test. And then the other thing too is, like, as we see both of you on your knees right now, no matter how good you are at chest to bars, I think just kind of something to think about at home. You can always do singles or fast doubles, and obviously there's still a bottleneck there. But if you're not strong in the sport, like if you can't do the 155 or 105 for the ladies, you're going to be held back a ton in open workouts now. Think about 17.3 or 16.2, 19.2, 20.4. There's just these heavy barbells are coming out, and if you can't do it, then it's already 1,000 spots back, 2,000 spots back.
And strength endurance too. I mean, like, this is not that quote unquote heavy for me, but I'm being pummeled by 155. So, you could drive your 1RM up as high as possible to make this lighter, but that might not help you if you're just like capacity limited in strength capacity, where you can get the ability to do big sets of 10 under fatigue and recover in quicker periods of time.
Yeah, it's literally one piece of the puzzle is to get your 1RM.
Yeah.
And you have a great video on that too, on weightlifting and CrossFit.
Yeah,
so I think
it would
that's
apply.
worth watching for people.
You did it.
All right, I'm done. This is where I thought for me the crux of the workout would be, because I knew that it would be 30 chest to bars, then just 10 thrusters, then back to 40 chest to bars. So like, okay, you're most tired and take one of your biggest gymnastics weaknesses and put it at the end of the workout. I wrote the workout, so.
I was gonna say,
Who's the idiot that wrote this?
You probably weren't expecting to demo it though.
Yeah, I wasn't. When Mia told me this, I had anxiety. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks.
I think I set the demo schedule like 6 weeks ago, so you've had anxiety for a month and a half.
I basically live with anxiety as long as I'm doing CrossFit.
one of the things I'd recommend is going right away and just doing a set of 5 or whatever you can manage. I think whatever you're doing. I don't know what your plan
I told
is,
him
but that's
that,
a long
but
break.
he ignored me.
And the other thing too is we'll see this with both of them. I'm sure that Jordan's going to take shorter breaks, but don't hold yourself to, well, I said before the workout I'm going to do sets of 10. Like, if that's going to hold you to a minute break, then it's not worth it. Maybe it's a set of 5 and then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, but whatever's going to keep you with short breaks. Like, that was an excellent break by Max right there. whatever's going to allow you to keep moving, I think is going to be worthwhile, especially for the 30 and 40 chest to bars.
Yeah, that was 10 seconds. I'm guessing I don't keep to that. I wonder what somebody who's she's shaking her head, what like a fast transition would be if somebody was doing sets of 5s. It'd be like 5 seconds on every set.
That's really fast.
Yeah,
Like,
such a fast
5
cadence.
seconds is like you drop and
You're basically going back up. Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably what I would try to do. Like someone that, you know, that's one of the reasons I think, and this isn't like tooting my own horn or whatever, the reason that I'm still somewhat competitive in workouts like this is it's not that I'm doing 30 unbroken chest to bars. It's just that I know my capacity and I'm going to be able to take shorter breaks by pacing it well.
Yeah. That was a good horn toot. You did toot your own horn.
I'm sure like a Noah could probably do 30 unbroken on this set. Or 2010.
It'll be interesting to see what the elites can cut off. I mean, obviously I don't go into these thinking I could beat the elite scores, but it's always fun to watch them afterwards, having the context of how difficult it was and like, oh, they beat that by 5 minutes. So I think the set of 30 and 40 chest to bars, they're going to be taking like 2-3 minutes off of total.
That's probably the biggest difference. Like your thrusters weren't slow. Maybe people can go a little bit faster, do bigger sets, but the chest to bar breaks and just having to break them into smaller sets, I think obviously hurts you in comparison to the best in the sport.
Yeah, for sure.
So you were 15 chest to bars in when he finished his thrusters. We can see
he's moving slow.
When you guys, he's taking a lot of time on this weight change, but
I feel you, man.
Yeah. I think right now you're on. Get to 25.
I think I got.
Or no, you finished.
Oh, I finished before. Oh, nice.
But see, his chest to bar still just look really clean. I'm interested to see what he does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard him get to 12.
10.
14.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty
big set.
It's a great job.
So he's almost halfway through. Right, 30. But then
looks a little heavy.
Then things get real.
Yeah.
Your press is still so strong.
Actually, looking at them, I'm like, yeah, it didn't look that bad, but it felt like I was doing max effort thrusters.
It's so funny how different feel and real are.
Yeah, I don't like watching myself on video sometimes.
It's like my golf swing. I'm like Tiger Woods.
And you watch it, you're like, no, not so much.
He just did 10.
So
one more set, and he'll be back on the bar.
All right,
but you're already 4 in, right?
Yeah, and I think that was about a 30-second rest. I knew I could have actually done this in less sets as well. I mean, they got heavy and wobbly, but it was more so I was hurting a lot. I was redlined, and I knew if I had to get to the bar and have to do 40 chest to bars, and I was already incoherent and bumbling around like a drunk bear, that it wouldn't be good for my finish.
So 3 sets for Jordan. Pretty short breaks. I mean, 15 to 20 seconds.
That was really fast. But now.
Yeah, this is where the separation occurs, the real separation. And then this is my last set of thrusters at 175. So I did 433.
I mean, it still looks so fast compared to most people.
All right. I was so happy when that was over. I dropped that bar and I was like, I'm so glad you're over.
And now into 40.
All right, so 14:55, and I got 40 chest to bar pull-ups to do. I know what my finishing time is, but I won't blow the secret.
We should pause this and do like an over-under. Have people bet on
Well,
this.
you could do it right now. You don't know my time, right?
What time do you think I'm
going to finish?
I mean, you're going to do probably like 10 every minute or so, 50 seconds, something like that.
Pick a time, man.
Yeah.
Before I start.
I mean, you said you finished, so whatever that 19 minutes?
19?
18:45.
All right,
Okay.
There it is. We'll see. All right, and let's see when Jordan picks up this bar. So I opened with 5. Mia was trying to encourage me to go faster. I was not listening. And then Jordan's doing singles here.
And you can see, I mean, that's really heavy. It's hard to press out. This is, again, what I mean, just to go back to that real quick. Like, if you can't do this, this obviously ends up being just a bottleneck that you can't get through. So no matter how good you are at chest to bars, I think it's worth looking at your programming and your training in general. What's holding you back most in the open? And if your strength is not adequate, your strength endurance is not adequate, that's something that you definitely need to work on.
Yeah, and it's a tough balance too, because if you're farther away from the open, like right now, it's not that close. If Jordan's working on getting stronger, then his CrossFit capacity gets a little bit deteriorated as he's getting stronger. So might not be the optimal time. He told me right after this workout, he said it's on in the open. Like, all right, I'll be there.
Fired him up.
Yeah.
And I think he's made some great progress with this kind of work. It's just like he's still not quite there with that 175 bar. If he could do it, then his chest bars are good enough that it'd be a really good race.
Yeah. Originally, the workout was written with, and the thrusters were heavier, and I actually scaled them back to try to make it more of a race when I saw we were doing big versus small and less like an elite structure workout, because I thought 175 for 10 is still heavy enough. It doesn't need to be 195 to be heavy. 195 would have just given most people an excuse to just stand there. This was also the time in the workout where, if I'm admitting to myself, that I definitely got a tiny bit soft, knowing that, all right, I definitely won. There's no way he can catch me. And I know I want to keep doing fives.
I know you've mentioned in the past that you don't like the strategy of going to like fast singles or doubles just because if you feel like maybe, I don't know, blood pressure rise or heart rate spike or whatever it may be. Would you have changed to something like that if you were racing someone that was neck and neck with you?
I think the only way that I really succeed with that is on like the low bar. So if I were on that low bar, I think I can do singles pretty easily. But I think the jumping up and down and doing a swing, I almost feel like I just do better off. Like with handstand push-ups, I'll actually get to failure if I do singles. With chest to bars, I don't know what the limiter is, but it feels like my heart rate is just continually rising and I can't manage it.
Something about singles on a bar for me makes me feel like I'm gonna puke.
Just
like,
going up and down.
Yeah, it's like I can't get into a breathing cycle like if I were doing some sort of set. But I hate that feeling. I hate going to singles on chest bars.
Well, for all of you at home, if you want to be able to be faster, you should think about doing that. And obviously, no, that's not ideal. Like, no one's going to win a workout just doing singles the entire time. But if it's, I have 15 left and I only have a minute 45, how am I going to get these done without long breaks? Maybe it is just fast doubles, singles, whatever. And maybe it is go to a lower bar. Like Jason Khalipa was famous for that. He did that with multiple workouts and he had world-class times.
I finished at 18:20.
Congratulations.
Immediately walked out of frame to the big fan, and I died on the floor in the right-hand corner. So Jordan just finished his set of thrusters, so obviously took a lot more time. He's basically got a minute 20 left. So that set of thrusters took me of chest to bars took me 3 minutes and 25 seconds to finish 40. So it's a little bit more than 10 a minute. It's like 12 a minute-ish. And Jordan opens, I think,
that was 10.
With 10?
Yeah.
Really nice set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a minute left. I think now you just got to have some urgency, jump back up, see what you can do.
Yeah.
This is where it's like maybe you have 10 in your mind, but if you go to 8, like you still got 8 more reps done than you would have.
Yeah. I was laying in the corner, and this is not a judgment because I was watching, but I thought, okay, even with a minute, he might be able to get close to finishing. But I think that just the strength and tired demands of the workout just made it so that, you know, you just don't have that much hip power left at this point. You're just kind of overall wrecked. So I don't know what an elite would be able to do that set of 40 in, but I'm guessing like 4 sets of 10 with minimal rests, or maybe even like 2 sets of 20.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real interesting to watch.
Doing a good job of getting back up there though.
Mm-hmm.
I think here you got to look at the clock, just jump back up. And this again, maybe this is where singles makes more sense.
All right, 3, 2, 1, cat.
Nice job, Jordan.
Great job, Max.
Thank you.
Congratulations on you.
Oh, there I was dying, and I sat up.
He's like, Chris, do not come near me.
Project Pat, take us away.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Patar in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank's YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, let it be known, what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Patar.